Welcome. If you're watching this right now, it's not an accident. You didn't stumble here by chance, your soul was led. There's a reason you've always felt different. Not broken. Not wrong. Just different. It's because you were set apart, long before you were born. This message is not for everyone. It's for the one who's questioned their place in the world. For the one who's always felt a little too deep. A little too sensitive. A little too aware of things others ignore. You may have tried to fit in, but you couldn't. Because you weren't made to blend in. You were made to stand apart, to stand firm, to stand for something greater. Before your first breath, heaven already whispered your name. Before you had words, your soul had a mission. You've been feeling it, haven't you? Something inside you has always known. I'm not like the rest, and I'm not meant to be. Now, it's time to remember who you are. And why you're here. Before your name was ever spoken on earth, your identity was already written in heaven. You weren't random. You weren't an accident. You were appointed. There is a sacred design to your life, one not made by human hands. You were set apart, not just to survive the world, but to transform it. That's why you've never fully fit in with the crowd. That's why you've walked through pain that made no sense. That's why you've had to carry burdens that others couldn't understand. Because your spirit was marked. Not by the world, but by God. You carry an assignment, something only you can do. And that calling has been stirring inside you since childhood. Yes, you've made mistakes. Yes, you've doubted. But none of that disqualifies you. The truth is, you were chosen before you knew you were chosen. Now is the time to rise into that truth. To stop hiding, stop shrinking, and start remembering. You were set apart for something sacred. Chosen ones don't walk easy paths. If your life has been filled with pain, rejection, and deep loneliness, it's not because you were cursed. It's because you were called. The greater the purpose, the heavier the preparation. You've been through fire not to burn, but to be refined. The heartbreak, the silence, the delays. They were not punishments. They were shaping your spirit. Others may not understand the depth of what you've carried. They see your smile but not your scars. They see your strength but not your secret battles. But heaven sees. And heaven never wastes a wound. The pressure you felt is proof of the power inside you. And everything you've survived has been preparing you. For this moment, for this message, for your mission. You were set apart. Not for comfort, but for impact. You may have wondered why darkness found you early. Why you were targeted before you even knew your own power. Why, as a child, you faced things that most adults couldn't bear. The truth is, you were marked. Not by people, but by purpose. God set you apart before you were born. But that divine calling put a spotlight on your soul. And darkness noticed. The enemy always tries to destroy what threatens him most, and your light, your calling, your future, is a threat. So life may have tested you early. But what you didn't know is this: every hardship was evidence of your calling. Every attack proved you were already chosen. Now that you understand the weight of your assignment, you can stop asking, "Why me?" and start asking, "What now?" The world tried to dim your light, but it couldn't. Because what God placed in you cannot be touched by man. There were seasons in your life when it felt like heaven was silent. You prayed, but heard no reply. You tried, but nothing opened. You cried, but no one came. And yet, you survived. This wasn't punishment. It was preparation. Sometimes, God hides you, not to abandon you, but to strengthen you without distraction. To remove noise, so you can hear your own spirit. To stretch your faith in the dark, so you will not fear the light. You were not being forgotten. You were being forged. Like a sword in the fire, your silence was shaping your strength. Your isolation was building your insight. And when it's time, when the fire finishes its work, the sword will come forth. Sharper. Stronger. And ready to be used. What you thought was rejection was actually redirection. You didn't lose people, they were removed. You didn't miss out, you were being set apart. There is a reason you never quite fit in. Why the groups didn't accept you. Why the path that worked for others never worked for you. You weren't being overlooked. You were being hidden. Because when you're called, you can't walk where the crowd walks. You can't follow noise and still hear the whisper of God. The isolation wasn't to break you, it was to build you. Chosen ones walk alone, until it's time to lead. They are separated for a season, so they can be revealed in due season. So if you feel distant, left out, or misunderstood, remember, you were set apart. Not set aside. Every trial you have faced has a purpose. The pain you've endured is not random, it's preparation. You were chosen not to have an easy life, but to have a meaningful one. The struggles are shaping you, refining your spirit like gold in fire. Remember, diamonds form under pressure. You are being transformed into something rare and precious. Your purpose is greater than any pain you feel today. Hold on to that truth when the journey gets hard. You were set apart before you were born. Because the world needs your light, not your shadow. To receive the spiritual warning clearly, you must prepare not just your mind, but your entire being, mind, body, and space. This is a sacred act of readiness, a ritual of opening yourself to higher frequencies. Start by quieting your mind. Thoughts are like waves in the ocean, sometimes calm, sometimes turbulent. Find your calm center through deep, intentional breathing. Inhale slowly, filling your lungs completely, then exhale fully, releasing tension. Repeat this rhythm until your thoughts begin to slow and your mind becomes still. Turn off distractions. Phones, screens, loud noises, these fragments of the modern world disrupt your connection to the divine. Create a sanctuary where silence reigns. This could be a quiet room, a corner with candles and soft fabrics, or even a peaceful outdoor space surrounded by nature. The key is to feel safe and undisturbed. Now, bring awareness to your body. Our bodies are vessels for spirit, but they carry the clutter of daily stress. Gently scan yourself from head to toe, noticing areas of tension or discomfort. Breathe into those places and imagine the tension melting away, replaced by warmth and peace. Feel your heart open with every breath, creating space for divine messages. As you relax, allow your intuition to rise like a gentle flame within. This flame is your inner guidance, subtle but powerful. It may come as a whisper, a feeling, or a sudden insight. Trust these sensations without judgment. Consider writing down your impressions, feelings, or visions. Don't try to analyze them immediately, simply observe and receive. Often, the divine speaks in symbols and feelings rather than clear words. Over time, patterns will emerge, guiding you deeper into your spiritual journey. Remember, this preparation is not just a one-time event, it's a practice. The more you cultivate stillness, awareness, and openness, the more clearly you will hear the spiritual warnings and blessings meant for you. Tonight, as the veil thins and the sacred hour approaches, your soul is tuning into a higher frequency. Be patient with yourself. Be still. Allow the message to flow gently through you, knowing you are safe, protected, and ready. After the spiritual warning has been received, a blessing naturally follows, a profound shift that marks the beginning of a new chapter in your life. This blessing may not come in a flashy or dramatic way. Instead, it often arrives as a quiet peace deep within your heart, a sense of calm that you have been longing for. It might manifest as clarity in your thoughts, a renewed sense of purpose, or a gentle but powerful feeling of hope. The universe opens doors that were once closed, presenting new opportunities and possibilities. You may find yourself drawn toward new paths, ideas, or relationships that align with your soul's true purpose. Remember, this blessing is reserved for the chosen, those who have been willing to listen, to prepare, and to trust the process. It is a gift that strengthens your spirit, providing the courage and wisdom needed for the journey ahead. As you embrace this blessing, know that you are not alone. You walk alongside countless others who have answered the call before you and those who will follow. Together, you form a spiritual lineage of light and resilience. The path before you is no longer uncertain but illuminated by the divine guidance you have received. Step forward with confidence, knowing that your soul's journey is unfolding exactly as it should. The midnight hour is not just a time on the clock, it is a sacred moment when the veil between the spiritual and physical worlds grows thin. This is the hour when your spiritual warning will fully unfold, revealing truths that have been waiting patiently for your awakening. As the clock approaches midnight, take a deep breath and prepare your heart and mind. The energy around you shifts, it becomes charged with unseen forces working in your favor. You may feel a stirring in your spirit, a quiet urging that tells you it's time to step into your destiny. This is your moment to embrace who you truly are, God's chosen one, set apart before you were even born. You are part of a divine plan far greater than any worldly understanding. The trials you have faced, the questions you've asked, and the silent prayers you've whispered have led you here. Do not fear the unknown that lies ahead. Instead, welcome it with courage and faith. Trust that the spiritual warning you have received is a guide, not a punishment. It is a call to awaken, to prepare, and to rise. Your destiny awaits, radiant and full of purpose. Step forward now with an open heart, for the world needs your light, your strength, and your unique gifts more than ever before. You are ready. You are chosen. This is your time. Faith is the invisible thread that connects your spirit to the divine. It is the light that guides you through the darkest nights, the strength that holds you steady when doubt tries to shake your resolve. Tonight, as you stand at the threshold of transformation, your faith will be tested more than ever before. The spiritual warning you have received may stir fears or uncertainties, but remember, these are only shadows passing through the light of your belief. The power of faith is not blind, it is courageous. It is the quiet whisper inside that says, I trust the journey, even when I cannot see the path. This trust is what will carry you beyond the trials and into the new beginning waiting for you. If you find yourself struggling, close your eyes and breathe deeply. Feel the presence of something greater holding you, protecting you. You are never alone on this path, even when it feels lonely. Hold on to your faith tightly. It is your anchor, your shield, and your compass. Being set apart is not a burden, it is a sacred gift. You were chosen before you were born because your soul carries a unique purpose that only you can fulfill. This purpose might not always be clear, and it may not follow the path others expect. It could lead you through challenges, solitude, or moments of deep introspection. But remember, every step you take is part of a divine plan. You are here to bring light where there is darkness, to speak truth where there is silence, and to heal wounds that others cannot see. Your journey is a beacon for those who are lost and a source of hope for the weary. Don't rush to understand everything all at once. Trust that over time, the pieces will come together. The world needs your light, your voice, your courage, and your love. Embrace your uniqueness. It is your strength. It is natural to face doubts and fears on this journey. Being set apart means walking a path few understand, and that can sometimes feel lonely or overwhelming. You may question your worth, your direction, or even the truth of your own calling. These moments of uncertainty are tests, opportunities to strengthen your faith and trust in the divine plan. Remember, every great soul who changed the world faced doubts. The difference is they chose to rise above them. When fear creeps in, acknowledge it without judgment. Feel it, understand it, but do not let it control your actions. You have within you an inner light, a strength far greater than any fear. Call on this power when you feel weak. Speak kindly to yourself, and remind yourself why you were set apart. This struggle is part of your preparation. It is shaping you into the person you were always meant to be. Hold on, brave soul. Your breakthrough is coming. Being set apart means you carry a unique purpose, a mission that no one else can fulfill in the exact way you can. It's easy to feel pressure from the world to conform, to fit in, or to follow a safer path. But your soul knows better. Your uniqueness is your greatest strength. It is the key to unlocking your true potential and making an impact that resonates beyond yourself. Embrace your differences, your gifts, and even your struggles. They are all part of the divine design. This purpose you carry may not always be easy to see or understand, but trust that it is unfolding exactly as it should. When doubt clouds your vision, remind yourself, you were chosen before you were born for a reason. Your path is sacred. Walk it boldly, with faith and courage. Fear and doubt are natural companions on the journey of the chosen. They often creep in quietly, like shadows at dusk, trying to cloud your vision and steal your confidence. Sometimes, they manifest as a heavy weight in your chest, a voice that tells you, you're not enough, or, this path is too difficult. These feelings are not signs of weakness but tests, divine challenges crafted to strengthen your spirit and purify your purpose. Think of fear as a gatekeeper standing before the door to your destiny. It is not there to stop you forever, but to make sure you are ready. When fear knocks, don't run away, stand firm. Look it in the eye and ask, why do you come? Most of the time, fear is born from uncertainty and the unknown. But remember, the chosen ones are not those without fear, they are those who walk forward despite it. Doubt can feel like a storm swirling inside your mind, pulling you in conflicting directions. But faith is the calm center of that storm. It's the quiet voice within you that says, keep going. The light is just beyond this darkness. Faith is not blind optimism. It is a deep knowing, rooted in the connection to something greater than yourself. Every time you face fear and doubt and choose to trust your inner guidance, you grow stronger. Your spirit becomes a beacon that shines even brighter against the darkness. Your journey is a testament to resilience and courage. You were set apart before you were born, not to be a victim of your fears, but to rise above them. Remember, the greatest stories of triumph often begin in the shadows of fear. Your path is no different. Keep moving forward with courage, for the divine purpose waiting for you on the other side is worth every challenge. To be chosen is to carry a unique light within you, a light that often feels both powerful and fragile at the same time. It is the essence of who you are beyond labels, expectations, and the noise of the world. This true identity is a gift and a responsibility. It calls you to embrace your strengths, your vulnerabilities, and everything in between. Many times, the world tries to define you by what it sees on the surface, your job, your past mistakes, or your perceived limitations. But the chosen one knows that these are only shadows on the wall, reflections that do not capture your full spirit. Your true self is infinite, untamed, and filled with divine potential. Embracing this truth requires courage. It means stepping into the unknown parts of yourself, the parts you may have hidden away in fear or shame. It is a journey of self-discovery that can feel both exhilarating and frightening. But know this: every step you take toward embracing your true identity brings you closer to your purpose. Within you lies the power to heal, to inspire, and to transform not only your life but also the lives of those around you. The light you carry is not just for yourself, it is a beacon for others who are lost or searching. When you fully accept who you are, you awaken the power within to create a ripple effect of love and change in the world. Remember, being chosen means you were set apart before you were born. Your journey is not just about survival, it is about thriving and shining your unique light with fearless authenticity. You have reached the final step, but remember, this is not the end. It is only the beginning of a greater journey. You were set apart before you were born, destined for a purpose that only you can fulfill. The challenges you face are not obstacles but stepping stones, shaping you into the person you were always meant to be. Take a moment to feel the power within you. The divine light that has guided you this far is still shining, ready to illuminate your path ahead. You are not alone. You carry the strength of countless generations, the wisdom of the ages, and the love of a universe that believes in you. Now is the time to embrace your destiny with courage and faith. Let go of doubt, fear, and hesitation. Step forward with confidence, knowing that you are chosen, protected, and deeply loved. Your journey will inspire others, your light will heal, and your story will change the world. Breathe deeply. Feel your heart expand. This moment belongs to you. A sacred moment of awakening and transformation. Remember, the world awaits your light. The journey is yours to walk, step by step, with purpose and grace. And as you move forward, know this: you are truly chosen, now and forever.